protein powder seems like a smart choice. Build muscle, stay strong, protect your bones. But for seniors, hidden dangers lurk in every scoop. From heavy metals like lead and arsenic to kidney-destroying additives and contaminated batches, some of the most trusted brands are silently harming you. Today, we are exposing 9 protein powders you must avoid at all costs, and the 2 that are actually safe. Coming in. At number 9, muscle milk. Muscle milk has been a household name for years. Walk into any gym, any supplement store, and those distinctive bottles line the shelves. The sleek black and gold packaging promises clean protein for active adults. The commercials show fit, energetic people thriving on every shake, their muscles rippling with vitality. But here is what they do not show you. Here is what those glossy advertisements conveniently forget to mention. Independent lab testing by the Clean Label Project found alarming levels of heavy metals in muscle milk products. We are talking about lead, cadmium, and arsenic, toxins that accumulate in your body over time, like slow-acting poisons settling into your bones. These are not trace amounts you can brush off. These are measurable quantities of industrial contaminants hiding in what you thought was a health food. For seniors, this is not just concerning, it is genuinely dangerous. Lead exposure, even at relatively low levels, is linked to cognitive decline, memory problems, and increased blood pressure. The National Institutes of Health have documented how lead accumulates in bone tissue over decades, then releases back into the bloodstream during the natural bone loss that accompanies aging. Cadmium specifically attacks kidney function, building up in the kidneys over time and reducing their filtering capacity. If you are already managing kidney health or taking blood pressure medications, those hidden metals are working against every pill you swallow. The protein content might be there on the label, but so is a slow poisoning you never signed up for. Consumer complaints have flooded online forums and review sites. Users report unusual metallic aftertastes that linger long after the shake is finished, coating the tongue with something that tastes wrong. Others describe digestive upset, cramping, and nausea that begins within hours of consumption. Some describe a gritty texture that should not exist in a premium product, a sandy feeling that makes you wonder what exactly you just put into your body. The brand promises muscle recovery and strength. What they deliver is a cocktail of industrial contaminants wrapped in glossy marketing and million-dollar advertising campaigns. Your kidneys and heart deserve better than this betrayal of trust. Here is something most consumers do not realize. The FDA does not require third-party testing for protein powders before they hit store shelves. Dietary supplements operate under different rules than pharmaceuticals. That means brands can sell you anything, make any claim they want, and you are left trusting a label written by the very people profiting from your purchase. Muscle milk has benefited from this regulatory loophole for years. Seniors looking for strength and vitality are instead getting trace amounts of poison with every scoop, never knowing that the product they trust is quietly undermining their health. At number 8, we have Body Fortress Super Advanced Whey Protein. Body Fortress markets itself as an affordable, powerful protein for everyday athletes. You see it stacked high in Walmart aisles, promising professional-grade results at budget-friendly prices. The price point is attractive, especially for seniors on fixed incomes watching every dollar. The promises are bold and confident. Build muscle, recover faster, feel stronger than you have in years. But affordability comes at a cost they never advertise on that brightly colored label. Lab analysis revealed that Body Fortress products contained detectable levels of BPA, a chemical compound linked to hormone disruption and cardiovascular problems. BPA, or bisphenol A, is an industrial chemical that has been used in plastics since the 1950s. Research has increasingly connected it to serious health concerns. For seniors, especially those managing cholesterol levels or taking heart medications, BPA exposure is no small matter. Scientific studies published in peer-reviewed journals show BPA can interfere with estrogen receptors and increase the risk of heart disease, diabetes, and metabolic dysfunction. A 2012 study in the Journal of the American Medical Association found that higher BPA levels were associated with increased cardiovascular disease risk. You think you are building strength and protecting your aging body. Instead, you are introducing endocrine disruptors into your system with every shake you drink. The betrayal is silent but devastating, happening at the cellular level where you cannot see or feel it until the damage is done. Beyond the chemical contamination, consumer reviews consistently paint a troubling picture of product quality. Users mention clumping and poor mixability, chunks of powder that refuse to dissolve no matter how long you shake. There is an artificial sweetness that lingers unpleasantly in the mouth. a cloying chemical taste that does not fade for hours. Some users report bloating and stomach cramps within hours of consumption, their bodies clearly rejecting something in the formula. The powder itself often arrives hardened in the container, clumped into solid masses that suggest poor storage conditions or manufacturing problems long before it reached your kitchen. When you open that tub expecting clean fuel for your body, you might instead be greeted by a product that has already begun degrading, its proteins breaking down into who knows what. Body Fortress has faced multiple complaints about mislabeled protein content over the years. Independent laboratory tests found some batches contained significantly less protein than advertised on the nutrition facts panel. Seniors counting on accurate nutrition information to maintain muscle mass and bone density are being shortchanged every time they measure out a scoop. You pay for 30 grams of protein. You might only be getting 22. That is not just false advertising, it is theft disguised as fitness support, taking your money while failing to deliver the nutrition your aging body desperately needs. If this helps you stay safer at the store, hit subscribe. It is free, and it means you will never miss these exposés that could protect your health. Most people never learn how to find actually safe protein. They trust labels, they trust brand names, and they get hurt. But we will break down the safe options at the very end of the video. Stick around because the solution could change how you shop forever. Now, at number 7, Premier Protein. Premier Protein dominates grocery store shelves across America. Those ready-to-drink shakes are everywhere you look, from the towering warehouse stacks at Costco to the refrigerated cases at your local pharmacy. The brand promises convenience above all else. High protein, low sugar, and a delicious taste that makes daily supplementation effortless. Seniors love the grab-and-go simplicity, the ease of cracking open a bottle without mixing, measuring, or cleaning up powder residue. But beneath that smooth vanilla or rich chocolate flavor lies a troubling reality that the marketing team would rather you never discover. The Clean Label Project ranked Premier Protein poorly for contaminant levels in their comprehensive testing of protein products. Testing revealed concerning amounts of lead and other heavy metals in the very shakes seniors trust to keep them healthy. For a product marketed specifically toward health-conscious adults, including seniors trying desperately to maintain muscle mass and independence, this is an unacceptable betrayal of consumer trust. You trust the label because it looks professional. You trust the brand recognition because you have seen those bottles 1,000 times. And quietly, invisibly, toxins accumulate in your bones, your brain, your kidneys. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has documented how even low-level lead exposure contributes to cognitive decline in older adults. Every bottle you drink thinking you are doing something good for your body may be depositing more poison into tissues that are already struggling with age-related decline. Premier Protein also relies heavily on artificial sweeteners like sucralose and acesulfame potassium to achieve that low sugar profile on the nutrition label. While these sweeteners keep the sugar count attractively low, emerging research links artificial sweeteners to gut microbiome disruption and glucose intolerance. A 2014 study in the journal Nature found that artificial sweeteners can alter gut bacteria in ways that actually promote glucose intolerance, the very metabolic dysfunction they claim to help avoid. Seniors with diabetes or prediabetes might think they are making a safe, responsible choice by avoiding sugar. In reality, these artificial sweeteners could be undermining blood sugar control in ways science is only beginning to understand. Your doctor tells you to watch your sugar intake, so you reach for the low-sugar option. Meanwhile, those artificial alternatives may be sabotaging your metabolism through pathways we did not even know existed a decade ago. The texture of Premier Protein shakes has drawn complaints as well from countless consumers who expected better. Some describe a chalky, almost gritty mouthfeel that contradicts the smooth promises plastered across every label and advertisement. Others report headaches and digestive discomfort after regular consumption, side effects that seem disproportionate to drinking what should be a simple protein shake. When you are drinking something every morning for health, trusting it to support your aging body, those side effects add up over weeks and months. What was supposed to strengthen you might be slowly wearing you down. A 2020 lawsuit alleged that Premier Protein overstated protein content and understated sugar content in their products. For seniors carefully managing macronutrients for heart health or diabetes control, tracking every gram with the precision their doctors demand, this kind of deception is genuinely dangerous. You deserve accuracy when your health depends on it. You deserve honesty from companies you pay good money. Premier Protein has shown time and again it cannot always provide either. What is the worst protein powder experience you have ever had? Drop it in the comments below. I want to hear your stories. Number 6 brings us to Quest Protein Powder. Quest built its reputation on low-carb, high-protein products that appeal to the diet-conscious consumer. The brand speaks directly to those watching their sugar and carbohydrate intake closely, promising all the protein without the metabolic baggage. Seniors managing diabetes, struggling with weight, or monitoring metabolic health markers often turn to Quest as a trusted ally in their health journey. But trust, once examined closely, begins to crack like old paint. Independent testing found Quest products contained measurable levels of lead hiding in what consumers believed was a clean product. Not enough lead to cause immediate, obvious illness, but enough to accumulate over months and years of daily use. For seniors whose bodies process and eliminate toxins far less efficiently than younger adults, this slow accumulation poses real, documented danger. Lead settles into bones, where it can remain for decades. It crosses the blood-brain barrier into delicate brain tissue. It silently contributes to cognitive decline, hypertension, and kidney damage without any warning until the damage becomes irreversible. Quest protein powder also contains a blend of artificial flavors and sweeteners that many consumers find completely overwhelming to their senses. Reviews across multiple platforms frequently mention an intensely sweet, almost chemical taste that requires heavy dilution just to tolerate. Some users describe feeling jittery and anxious after consumption, their hearts racing for reasons they cannot explain. Others report persistent headaches that begin within an hour of drinking a Quest shake. The promise of clean, low-carb fuel does not match the strange aftertaste and disturbing side effects many seniors report experiencing. Isn't it strange how billion-dollar supplement companies keep having contamination issues, keep failing quality tests, yet their products remain on every shelf in America? Who exactly is protecting consumers here? The protein source in Quest products is primarily whey protein isolate, which can be problematic for seniors dealing with lactose sensitivity or dairy allergies that often develop or worsen with age. Digestive complaints are extremely common in reviews, including bloating that makes clothing uncomfortable, gas that causes social embarrassment, and cramping that disrupts daily activities. You expect a powder that supports your health goals. Instead, you spend the afternoon dealing with stomach discomfort and wondering what exactly went wrong. Quest has also faced persistent criticism for inconsistent product quality across different batches and production runs. Some tubs mix smoothly into water or milk, dissolving perfectly as promised. Others clump stubbornly no matter what you do, leaving gritty residue at the bottom of your glass that feels like drinking sand. For seniors who depend on reliable, consistent nutrition to maintain their health, this batch-to-batch inconsistency is more than merely inconvenient. It erodes the fundamental trust you placed in a brand that marketed itself as something better. At number 5, Optimum Nutrition. Gold Standard Whey. Optimum Nutrition is one of the most recognized, most respected names in the entire protein powder industry. Gold Standard Whey has won countless industry awards and tops bestseller lists year after year, decade after decade. The distinctive gold-colored packaging suggests premium quality the moment you see it on the shelf. The name itself implies excellence, the gold standard against which all other proteins should be measured. But for seniors, excellence is not what independent testing actually revealed. The Clean Label Project gave Optimum Nutrition a disturbingly poor rating for heavy metal contamination in their rigorous testing protocols. Tests detected lead, cadmium, and arsenic in various Optimum Nutrition products at levels that should concern any health-conscious consumer. These are not insignificant trace amounts that the body easily flushes out through normal metabolic processes. These are toxins that build up systematically over time, especially in seniors whose kidney and liver function may already be compromised by age or medication. Every scoop promises muscle support and strength maintenance. Every scoop delivers a hidden dose of industrial contaminants alongside the protein. The betrayal is profound, because so many seniors specifically chose Optimum Nutrition, thinking they were selecting the premium, safe option. Gold Standard Whey contains artificial flavors, soy lecithin, and acesulfame potassium among its lengthy ingredient list. For seniors with soy allergies or sensitivities, which become more common with age, this can trigger inflammation throughout the body, persistent digestive distress, and even hormonal disruption that affects everything from mood to metabolism. The label does not warn you loudly about these potential issues. The ingredients list buries these additives among scientific-sounding terms that most consumers cannot parse. You have to know exactly what to look for, and most people simply do not have that specialized knowledge. Consumer complaints about Optimum Nutrition often mention wildly inconsistent taste between different batches of supposedly identical products. Some tubs taste smooth and genuinely pleasant, exactly what you expect from a premium product. Others have a bitter, almost rancid undertone that makes you gag, suggesting improper storage somewhere in the supply chain or expired ingredients that somehow passed quality control. When you pay premium prices for a gold standard product, you rightfully expect gold standard consistency. What you get instead is a gamble every single time you open a new container. For seniors on fixed incomes who carefully budget every purchase, wasting money on a product that might be contaminated, spoiled, or simply ineffective is not just frustrating, it is actively harmful to their well-being. You budget carefully, counting pennies sometimes. You make purchasing choices based on trust built over years, and that trust is violated by a company apparently more focused on market dominance than product purity. Optimum Nutrition built a supplement empire on that gold standard reputation, but at what hidden cost to your health? Do not go yet. The solution comes at the very end of this video, and it could genuinely change how you protect your health forever. Stay with me through the worst offenders because the safe alternatives are worth waiting for. Number 4 is GNC Pro Performance Whey Protein. GNC has been a fixture in American malls and shopping centers for decades, a familiar presence that spans generations. The brand carries a weight of authority simply through its longevity and ubiquity. When you walk into a GNC store, with its walls of supplements and uniformed staff, you naturally expect expertise and quality. GNC Pro Performance Whey Protein promises exactly that, professional-grade nutrition for serious results. But professional-grade terminology does not mean the product is actually safe. Third-party laboratory testing revealed that GNC protein products contained detectable levels of heavy metals, including both lead and mercury. For seniors, mercury exposure is particularly alarming and warrants serious attention. Mercury is a potent neurotoxin that attacks the nervous system directly. It contributes to tremors that make daily tasks difficult, memory problems that erode independence, and coordination issues that increase fall risk. You came to GNC looking for strength to maintain your quality of life. You might leave having purchased neurological damage that accumulates silently in your brain tissue with every shake you drink. GNC Pro Performance also proudly features a proprietary blend of amino acids, which sounds impressive and scientific in the marketing materials until you realize what proprietary blends actually allow companies to do. They hide exact ingredient quantities from consumers. You have no way of knowing how much of each amino acid you are actually getting per serving. For seniors carefully managing protein intake for kidney health or muscle preservation, working with doctors to calibrate their nutrition precisely, this deliberate lack of transparency is unacceptable. Why do you think the FDA permits brands to use proprietary blends that obscure what is really inside? Who does that secrecy actually protect? The consumer who needs accurate information, or the company that profits from obscuring it? The taste of GNC Pro Performance has generated a remarkable volume of consistent complaints across review platforms. Users describe an overly sweet, intensely artificial flavor that becomes genuinely nauseating over time, making you dread each morning's shake. Some report a strange, almost plastic-like aftertaste that lingers for hours no matter how much water you drink afterward. Texture complaints are equally common, with many seniors noting that the powder never fully dissolves regardless of mixing method, leaving gritty sediment at the bottom of every glass that is unpleasant and sometimes impossible to swallow. GNC has faced multiple legal challenges over ingredient accuracy and false advertising claims throughout its corporate history. For a brand that positions itself as the trusted expert where knowledgeable staff guide you to the right products, these lawsuits reveal a troubling pattern of prioritizing profit over consumer safety. Seniors deserve honesty from companies they have trusted for years, sometimes decades. GNC Pro Performance has demonstrated repeatedly that such trust was misplaced. Ever noticed how these major brands keep getting caught with contamination issues but never seem to actually change their practices? What do you think it would take for real reform? Tell me in the comments. Coming in at number 3, Dymatize ISO 100 Hydrolyzed Whey Protein. Dymatize ISO 100 markets itself as a premium, fast-absorbing protein designed for serious athletes who demand the best. The hydrolyzed whey formula promises easier digestion and rapid muscle recovery compared to standard protein powders. For seniors concerned about maintaining strength, mobility, and independence as they age, these claims sound absolutely perfect. But perfection comes with hidden costs the marketing conveniently omits. Laboratory testing revealed that Dymatize products contained concerning levels of heavy metals that consumers were never warned about. Lead, in particular, appeared in amounts that, while technically below immediate toxicity thresholds that would trigger regulatory action, pose significant long-term accumulation risks. Seniors who use this product daily for months or years, trusting it as part of their health routine, are slowly building up toxic deposits in their bones, kidneys, and brain. The promises of strength and vitality become a pathway to silent, invisible harm. Dymatize ISO 100 relies heavily on artificial sweeteners and flavors to achieve its appealing taste profile. Sucralose, in particular, has drawn increasing scrutiny from researchers for its potential negative effects on beneficial gut bacteria. For seniors whose digestive systems are already more sensitive and less efficient than they once were, disrupting the delicate gut microbiome can lead to chronic bloating, irregular bowel movements that disrupt daily life, and nutrient absorption problems that undermine overall health. You drink a shake, expecting vitality and strength. Your gut pays the price in ways you might not connect to that morning shake for months. Consumer reviews across multiple platforms frequently mention that Dymatize ISO 100 causes significant stomach upset, even among people who tolerate other protein powders without any issues. Some describe cramping and nausea beginning within an hour of consumption, symptoms that send them running to the bathroom. Others note that the product seems to spoil faster than expected, with off-putting, almost sulfurous smells developing noticeably before the printed expiration date. Quality control appears inconsistent at best, and seniors are the ones suffering the real-world consequences of these manufacturing failures. The price point of Dymatize ISO 100 is notably higher than many competitors, strongly suggesting premium quality to shoppers comparing options. But premium pricing does not guarantee premium safety, as these test results demonstrate clearly. You pay more expecting better protection for your health. Instead, you fund a company that has not prioritized removing heavy metals from its supply chain despite knowing the risks. Your investment in health becomes an unwitting investment in hidden risk. At number 2, Muscle Tech. Nitrotech, whey protein. Muscle Tech has been a dominant force in the supplement industry for decades, sponsoring athletes and saturating gyms with their aggressive branding. Nitrotech whey protein is one of their flagship products, the face of the brand for millions of consumers. The marketing promises scientifically engineered, research-backed muscle-building power. The advertising campaigns are aggressive, confident, and omnipresent. The claims are bold enough to catch anyone's attention, but the reality behind those claims tells a very different story than the commercials suggest. Independent testing placed Muscle Tech products among those with notably higher heavy metal contamination in comparative studies. Arsenic, lead, and cadmium were all detected at levels that should give any health-conscious consumer serious pause. For seniors, arsenic exposure is particularly dangerous and demands attention. Scientific literature links arsenic to cardiovascular disease, diabetes complications, and certain cancers. The International Agency for Research on Cancer classifies arsenic as a Group 1 carcinogen. You are looking for a simple protein boost to maintain your aging muscles. You might be introducing a known carcinogen into your daily routine without any warning. A study published in the peer-reviewed journal Toxicology Reports found that over 50% of tested protein powders contained detectable levels of heavy metals. Muscle Tech was among the brands tested and found wanting. This is not an isolated problem affecting one unlucky batch. It is an industry-wide failure in quality control that disproportionately harms seniors, whose aging bodies cannot detoxify as efficiently as younger consumers. The very people who need clean nutrition the most are absorbing the most toxins. Muscle Tech. Nitrotech contains creatine and other added compounds that may not be appropriate for seniors with kidney concerns, yet no prominent warning appears on the label. Creatine can increase kidney workload as the body processes it, and for those already managing age-related kidney function decline or taking medications that stress the kidneys, this added burden is genuinely risky. The label does not warn you about this interaction. The marketing certainly does not mention it amid all the muscle-building promises. You discover the problem only when your doctor reviews your blood work, sees concerning numbers, and asks what supplements you have been taking. The taste of Nitrotech has generated sharply polarized reviews that reveal the product's inconsistency. Some users genuinely enjoy it and have no complaints. Many others describe an overwhelming artificial sweetness and chemical aftertaste that makes daily consumption deeply unpleasant, something to dread rather than enjoy. Texture issues are commonly reported as well, with stubborn clumping and poor solubility even when using a powerful blender. For seniors who already struggle with declining appetite or digestive comfort, these issues make Nitrotech a poor choice, hidden behind premium packaging and aggressive marketing. And at number 1, the worst offender, SixStar Pro Nutrition Whey Protein. SixStar Pro Nutrition positions itself as the affordable, accessible choice for everyday people who want protein supplementation without premium prices. You find it prominently displayed at Walmart, Target, and grocery stores across the country, always positioned where budget-conscious shoppers will see it first. The price is conspicuously low. The promises printed on the label are sky high. Build muscle, recover faster, feel stronger than ever. But affordability, in this case, comes at a terrible hidden cost. The Clean Label Project tested SixStar products and found genuinely alarming levels of heavy metals lurking in what consumers believed was a health product. Lead and BPA were both detected at concerning concentrations that exceeded what any reasonable person would consider safe for daily consumption. For seniors, this toxic combination is potentially devastating. Lead attacks cognitive function directly, raising dementia risk with every dose that accumulates in brain tissue. The Alzheimer's Association has documented connections between heavy metal exposure and accelerated cognitive decline. BPA disrupts hormones throughout the body, contributing to heart disease and metabolic dysfunction through pathways scientists are still mapping. The cheapest option on the shelf, the one that seems like the smart financial choice, might actually be the most dangerous product you could put into your body. SixStar Pro Nutrition contains artificial sweeteners, artificial flavors, and artificial colors that have absolutely no place in a genuinely health-focused product. These additives are included primarily to mask poor underlying ingredient quality and extend shelf life beyond what whole foods could achieve. For seniors with sensitivities, allergies, or complex medication regimens with potential interactions, these unnecessary synthetic chemicals create problems that far outweigh any protein benefit the product might provide. Consumer complaints about SixStar are extensive, detailed, and damning for anyone willing to read them. Users describe an unpleasant, almost chemically sweet taste that dominates every shake, making it undrinkable without heavy masking. Many report significant digestive distress, including bloating that lasts for hours, gas that causes social anxiety, and diarrhea that disrupts entire days. Some note that the powder arrives with a strange chemical smell or visibly discolored appearance right out of the sealed container, suggesting serious manufacturing and quality control failures. You expect clean nutrition to support your health. You get what amounts to a failed science experiment. Do you think product recalls are accidents, random quality control failures? Or are they just the contamination incidents where companies actually got caught? SixStar has positioned itself as the people's protein, the affordable choice for hardworking Americans watching their budgets. But affordability means absolutely nothing if the product actively harms your health. Seniors on fixed incomes deserve far better than being targeted with cheap, contaminated products wrapped in false promises and discount pricing. The protein content claims on SixStar packaging have also been seriously questioned by independent laboratories. Tests suggest actual protein content may fall significantly short of label claims, meaning you are not even getting what you paid for, contaminated as it may be. For seniors relying on accurate nutrition information to preserve precious muscle mass and maintain bone density, this shortfall is not just disappointing, it is dangerous. You cannot build the strength your body needs when the foundation is built on lies, contamination, and corporate indifference to your health. The safe picks. Protein powders actually worth your trust. Now that you know which products to avoid and why they pose genuine risks to your health, let me show you the 2 protein powders that have actually earned their place on your shelf. These brands prioritize purity, transparency, and your health above quarterly profits. They prove that clean protein is possible when companies actually care. Safe pick. Number 1. Naked Whey Protein. Naked Whey contains only one single ingredient: grass-fed whey protein. Concentrate from cows raised on pastures without hormones or unnecessary antibiotics. No artificial sweeteners hiding in the formula. No synthetic flavors masking ingredient quality. No artificial colors making it look more appealing. No hidden additives of any kind. Third-party laboratory testing confirms minimal heavy metal contamination, levels far below what was found in the competitors we just examined. For seniors genuinely concerned about purity and transparency, Naked Whey delivers exactly what the straightforward name promises. Nothing hidden, nothing harmful, just clean, simple protein sourced from pasture-raised cows. The taste is mild and genuinely neutral, making it remarkably easy to blend into smoothies, stir into morning oatmeal, or incorporate into recipes without overpowering other flavors. Digestive complaints are notably rare in reviews because there are no artificial additives to irritate sensitive stomachs or disrupt delicate gut flora. Seniors managing blood pressure, monitoring kidney function, or protecting heart health can use Naked Whey without constantly worrying about hidden toxins, undermining their medications, and the careful lifestyle choices their doctors recommended. Safe pick number 2. Garden of Life Raw Organic Protein. Garden of Life Raw Organic Protein is USDA certified organic, meaning it meets strict federal standards for organic production. It is third-party tested for contaminants and verified by both NSF International and Informed Sport for purity, giving you multiple layers of independent verification that the product contains what it claims. The plant-based formula uses organic peas, sprouted grains, and seeds to deliver complete protein without any dairy whatsoever, which significantly benefits seniors dealing with lactose intolerance or dairy sensitivities that commonly develop or worsen with age. Heavy metal testing consistently shows Garden of Life meets strict safety standards that many competitors fail to achieve. The formula thoughtfully includes probiotics and digestive enzymes to support healthy digestion, which is particularly valuable for seniors whose digestive efficiency has naturally declined over the years. No artificial sweeteners that might disrupt your metabolism. No synthetic chemicals that could interact with medications. Just clean, whole food ingredients carefully selected to support muscle preservation, bone health, and overall vitality. For seniors who want plant-based nutrition without compromise or hidden risks, Garden of Life earns genuine, verified trust. Do not risk your health on contaminated protein any longer. The brands you trusted, the names you recognized on every shelf, have been hiding genuine dangers in every single scoop. But now you know the truth they did not want you to discover. You know exactly what to avoid and what actually protects your body instead of harming it. Subscribe now, and if you are watching on TV, tap your remote so you never get blindsided again.